Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Being the Queen. This is a National Geographic documentary, and it is a 44-minute one from 2020, uh, so it's fairly recent. It covers her entire life, Queen Elizabeth II, from from since she was a very small princess as a child, and seeing her through more than 60 years, the longest reigning monarch in history, for at least for England, for sure. I don't know if that's the case for, yeah, I mean, for most people didn't, many centuries ago, didn't really live that long. So the fact that she has been queen for 60 years, and before that a princess, and just part of a royal family as it is kind of astounding. Um, it shows all the ups and downs, and of course, nothing is more, um, how do you say, um, interesting, uh, salacious than people in power when it comes to the press. And not to demonize the press, but I mean, yeah, the press has been pretty harsh with that family, especially with Queen Elizabeth, and how she had to handle. I didn't realize this. Not only she is the Queen of England, but she's technically the leader of the Church of England. Where here in America, supposedly we have the division of church and state. Well, they don't have that so much in England. Even if it's just maybe if it's a ceremonial, title. I don't know. Um, and I think that's what we kind of wanted to get away from, as many people came to the New World. They wanted to get away from at least the English ones. I wanted to get away from a country that was run by a religion, a specific religion. So yeah, we get to see Queen Elizabeth as a young woman. You get to see her. She fell in love with the first man she met, basically, Prince Philip, and everybody was kind of concerned about that. And you get to see basically this is all cobbled together through old archival footage and interviews with different people in uh, around the edges of the royal family, people who were media and people who worked with the family, with the royal family, their lady in waiting here or the assistant to somebody there, and it's all cobbled together from a number of different voices over decades. And it's, again, I said, it's only 44 minutes long, so it's there's not a whole lot. Uh, uh, it doesn't go into detail. Let's just say super duper detail, like you see. There's a number of TV series. I think it's some on Netflix or something like that about the Queen, and they're all dramatic, and you get to see. I think one. I think it's a. I think the one is all about Queen Elizabeth, because then they brought in somebody playing Princess Diana eventually, and we all know how that ended. But she also got a lot of criticism for how she reacted initially towards tragedies while she was queen. Uh, of course, the biggest everybody knows is Princess Diana's death in 1997. I actually remember that day. I remember seeing it on the news, and it was the only thing on the news for weeks. It seemed like it, um, especially since it seemed fishy. Like, did somebody do that on purpose? Was that an accident? And there was a tragedy in Wales in the 1960s where a landslide buried part of a town, and it killed like 140 some people, and 116 of them were children. As there was a junior school right in the path of it, and people like came after her like, why aren't you stopping by to show your support? And it shows, was she misunderstood? Did she not care? Um, no, it's. I think it's up to the interpreter, but of course people do jump to conclusions. Uh, I don't know enough about her to go, oh well, this is totally accurate in how she really was, and or these people were right or these people were wrong. I have no idea. I've learned a lot about her in just the last 44 minutes that I didn't know about her before. Of course, being the leader of a country and the church means that you're also sort of a moral leader, where when divorce starts happening, when her sister, Princess Margaret, starts dating other men while still married to Lord Snowdon, and then other, like her children getting divorced when they're of age, and of course then there's the whole, the big divorce we all know about is one with Prince Charles and Diana, who was the Princess of Wales, and eventually had that title stripped from her once her and Charles started seeing other people and getting divorced. Well, the pressure is on for her to be the moral leader, to say no, divorce is bad and you should stay together for moral reasons, for God and country. And that actually, at one point when it came to her sister, she had to make the decision for her sister, forcing her not to get divorced. That's, geez, can you imagine? Like, oh, the Queen of England says, who's my sister, will not let me get divorced. That's just weird. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's pretty much. I mean, if you want to have some insight as to what what this is all about in a very concise 44 minutes as compared to, say, multiple seasons of a TV show that fictionalizes a number of things, and there are, by the way, there are probably much more in-depth, super detailed, probably more boring documentaries about the monarchy in England and through the centuries, not just Queen Elizabeth. Well, obviously some that are just about Queen Elizabeth II, but here's your chance to get the Reader's Digest version. So that's all I got to really say about that. It was interesting. I don't know if it's not the kind of thing I would have actually sought out to watch myself. Like, oh my gosh, Disney Plus has a thing about the Queen Elizabeth. Like, it doesn't. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm not English, and it didn't really interest me. But it was interesting to learn these things. I like history, and it's while it's not something that's in depth, it still hit all the highlights. It's a highlight reel or a low light reel, depending on how you look at it. So, excuse me. Let's pick tomorrow's episode.
85.
85. Wow, we're staying in the lower numbers. 85. Oh, jeez. Okay. We are just knocking out the documentaries. But this is not a National Geographic one. This is from Disney Nature. And also, I'm not going to tell you what it is right now, but tomorrow will mark a fairly momentous milestone in the history of the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Once I watch this, assuming I live to tomorrow, no alien invasion happens, nothing happens. Assuming I see this and I talk about it, I'll be telling you that it's a pretty momentous thing. Unless this thing is super short. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, we're going to be watching Chimpanzee from Disney Nature. Feels like we watched that one already. If we have, I'm going to come back and just say, no, we're going to pick something else. But Chimpanzee on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.